Welcome back to Testify. My name is Sharon Aitore. With me is Countryman. I choose to call him that, aka Pastor Dingo. I'm really excited to know what that means and more details about that. And we will be getting to that. But before we do that, what did you have any, extreme moments in your crime life? Those very nasty experiences, and would you share some of them with us?
Yeah, some of the experiences are when now the police are on your toes, and they will come at night na wakutoe kwa nyumba nyinyi wote, and then they want to shoot you all. So you see you are in at least you are dying. Sasa you are in that ile event, yani unakufa, unasikia watu wanauawa, watu walishutiwa, walilalishwa. So that is the worst of all. But I never died. Even when there were other people were being killed,
so
I survived.
What would happen? Would you run away?
No, I don't know. I don't know what would happen. They would just spare us, some of the guys that we were with, and they will take us to police station instead, and they will parade us there. So, and they will tell us we remove the guns that we have. But we never died.
Okay.
Yes.
You shared of an instance where, someone cut you. Maybe you could show that to us, and then tell us a little bit about it. What happened?
But in the ghetto, everybody's a superstar, and they wanted to kill me, but actually it missed a little bit. So they wanted to kill me, cut my neck, but missed. So that's why it caught me here.
Sorry, why did they want to kill you?
First, I had annoyed another gang, so I had their gun, but I didn't give them the time that they wanted. So they came, so as walinisema lazima tutakutuma shamba na hiyo gun, you won't steal with it. So that was the reason.
Yeah.
Yes. That was the reason, because ukikeep kitu ya mtu, and then like now the two guys had died. The other gang was coming as in asking for it.
All this while, did you ever, apart from the one time you wanted to kill yourself and then you asked yourself about heaven and hell, all this time, did you ever think about God? Was God anywhere in the picture?
Yes, God was in the picture, because I knew that all that, as in protection, the time that I have not died, it was Him. And actually, I read in the Bible once that He is the father to the fatherless. And since I was an orphan, so I kept motivating myself and encouraging myself with that hope that I was an orphan and my father was God. Yes.
And then you didn't feel any urge to, change this life, now that you knew that God was watching over you, He was protecting you?
It was very hard even to go to be accepted by churches, because they know who you are. So it wasn't easy for me to just go to churches. Like now I was in that project, Full Gospel Churches of Kenya, but even them, they were afraid of us. Yes. So it was hard, because we later steal from them. Even when they come in the street, like the way now you are doing all this, the others will target your phones, others will target your materials, the equipments. When now I was here in Kawangware, there was a time now I decided to have a house, but I rented a house that costed me 400 shillings, and these 400 shillings I would pay installment. And I will pay, if I had 20 shillings, I would pay 10. If I had 40 shillings, I would pay 20.
Oh.
So that's how I used to pay my house. And sometimes they will find me now not able to pay that house because I used to fetch water. And of course, when you're in drugs, I started now, my health started now getting worse, and I didn't have strength and everything now. So, but a well-wisher also came and asked me if I can do mjengo. And I told them that I can do a mjengo. I bought a mattress and a kitanda for that time that I was in mjengo. But I also chased out of that mjengo because I was unable to work there.
Because of the drugs?
Because of the drugs now, yes. Actually, I was boiling now the drugs, the marijuana. I was boiling the stalk and the tea leaves, and I used to smoke. Na nilikuwa naita asubuhi herb tea asubuhi. So when I smoke that, when I drink the herb tea, when I go to changa and put dawa ndani, that now the pills, and then nikunywa, and then nivute kibangi, and then nikushinda nikiwa veve, my sura ina change. I would be a person who would act or a movie without makeups. At this time I had dreadlocks, 3 years dreadlocks. Yeah, and when you see my face, it was totally a dead person walking. Yes. So I decided now to turn my life, and to turn in my life wasn't easy because I didn't know how. But this organization called Street Children Project, Maisha Poa, from Full Gospel Churches of Kenya, made us go there in their facility, and they told us to join our group, and we made a group into Hurricanes of Change. So Hurricanes of Change was our group, but others died, others never changed, but I was the one to be taken to rehab. So people sponsored me to rehabilitation program and to Teen Challenge Kenya.
All right, and
yes.
You will tell us about your experience in the rehab, but just to take you a little bit back, all this time, did you have a moment where you interacted with your family?
No.
It was.
It was me and I and myself. No brother, no sister, no one. Those who knew me, and especially my aunt used to live in Kawangware. The first time I went to her house, she told me that the same thing. Where to? I don't know how I was being born, Sasa kila mtu ananiambia hivyo, so sasa nikajua if that is the way, wacha sasa nikae kama mtu mwingine tofauti. So I lived a very hard life and different life, in the streets. Now sleeping outside pia, it was painful because you can't sleep outside without having, being high. Yes, and of course chawa zinakukula. So for you not to be eaten by those lies, lazima ukue zinakukula lakini usikie anything.
Yeah, so you must be high on something.
Yes. And being an enemy of everyone. Hakuna mtu anataka uingie kwake, ni kuchota maji unamwekea hapo.
So now tell me about the experience of the rehab. Was it something you did did you want to do it at first? Were you forced into it?
I had reached the end of my life. Everything ilikuwa imefika mwisho. All my expectations, everything, no power, no nothing, no strength. So when I went there, they told me that they are going to take me to a rehab, but the rehab was not my option. I wanted to start a business. So they told me about rehab, and the rehab, I thought rehab iko tu maju, States, uko America nini, so I want to go there. In fact, hata siwezi enda uko, watanipelekaje? So they told me, no, we are going to take you somewhere. So they took me to go and try to find kama your place ni mzuri, to figure out how Teen Challenge iko. So I went there to Teen Challenge Kenya at Ridgeways, iko Ridgeways at that time. So I went there na madredi zangu na wananiuliza, wewe unakuja huku? They are even afraid of me. Naambia mimi ni huyu anakaa, huyu mwenye amenileta huku. So wananiogopa. Like now wananiambiaga hivyo. So when I went there, I didn't find it good. A 1-year program. No. Mimi, since I was an addict for 20 years, now they want me to kaa hapa mwaka mzima. No, it is impossible. So I won't stay here. So I gave off. I turned off the offer, and I came back. Venye nilirudi hivi nikakuja nimeshikwa. Kulikuwa na robbery ya mabati, watu wameiba mabati. Sasa mimi nikapelekwa tena in Australia.
Now were you part of the group?
Yes, I was part of the group because I was the one who was carrying. But iliongezewa, it was extreme. It was 10 mabati. It was 1 mabati, but it was added to be 10. So I was in Australia prison, and Teen Challenge nilikata. So when I was there, nika think about myself now. Can I really acha tu ni change tu yani? So that's how when a person came akatoa bond ya pesa kidogo, I didn't go for mention. When bond ikikusamia, you know about the bond. Bond inakusimamia when you are outside. So I didn't go for the case, and the court ordered me to be arrested again. So I didn't have a place to go. So after some 2 months, nikikimbia tu huku pale na pale, the organization called me again. Unataka kuenda bado rehab? I found this is the best time I can go there. So I said I was ready, and at this time nilikuwa nakaa na mtu mwingine, tumeiba blanketi, all the things that in the house tuko tunatumia. Tunavuta bangi yani like 3 hours. Akona bangi 10, the sticks, na mimi niko na kama 10. Tunavuta tu zote tu yani. Ni kuchange. Hiyo ni ya nani? Hiyo ni ya Munga, hiyo ni fiti sana. Hii ni ya kama tuvute hii. Sasa tumetupa tu mbao pia na yeye yani. Na plot yote ilikuwa wanashtuka tu na sisi. So hiyo time moja nikaamka, nikaenda huko wakanibaia nguo, all that walinibaia, and then now ikakuwa niko na Teen Challenge. I shaved my hair. I went there. And ilikuwa Friday. I found that it was a Christian discipleship program, so I needed to be reading a Bible there. So kuka Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nikasema sikai huku tena. Wanasema there is God in the morning, Jesus in the afternoon, Holy Spirit at night. And remember, my former ways, I've been taught like a Mongeke, I've been taught like a Rastafarian. So for me, ukiniambia about Jesus, it is X.
No, nothing like that.
Yes. Nikasema, so I needed to talk to the program director for 2 hours before nirudi tena.
Yeah.
He told me, one day you'll use your message, your testimony, everything. He tried to encourage me and told me, you are running away from God. Don't run away. This place loves you. Of course, I hated Christians because of the pastors that would tell me, they would talk about my story to the other organization, and they use that money for their own benefits. So nilikuwa naitwa Kristo, wote nilikuwa nasema ni waizi. So I knew even these people hawakuwa far from the wise people.
Yeah. So
Yes.
now you have been there for 3 days and you don't want to stay anymore. So
Yes.
what happens next?
What happened next is 2 hours of talking.
Yeah, and then?
Go back there again. And after 1 month, I also decided, Teen Challenge, kuna church kila siku. There is church, chapel every day. It is chapel. It is Bible and you. Yeah, the change in Teen Challenge is Jesus factor. They don't rely on anything else. It is not 12 steps program, it is Jesus. And prayers there. So after 1 month, I wanted also to run away. But also I was encouraged to just stay. After 3 months, after now, the sermon, I decided now to change my life. Because the materials in Teen Challenge, they will speak to you. We have personal studies for new Christians. We have group studies for new Christians, of which they will talk to you personally about God's love towards you. So that's when I found God, and now God found me there at the point of my need, and now I gave my life to Christ. It was December 2010 on date 20.
My name is Daniel Waroi. I'm the program manager of Maisha Poa Center. Maisha Poa is a ministry of Full Gospel Churches of Kenya, and it means better lives. We make lives better for children who are vulnerable, both those on the streets and other youths who abuse drugs. Countryman is one of us who came here in 2007. He was living on the streets and also abusing drugs, hard drugs. And after working with him for a long journey, he accepted for a change. And because our work involves rescue, rehabilitation, and reintegration, we were able to take him for a rehab center where he underwent a program for 1 year through a sponsorship from one of our sponsors from in the US, and he was able to complete the whole program. Before he went to the rehab, he was in a bad state because he could come at this center, he would put us under siege, he would threaten us with panga, and he would come already drunk and also under the influence of drugs. And after our work, because it involves giving hope, we don't give up, because we know when we transform one life, at least that change of somebody to a better person who can also go and tell others that he is a successful story. And Kabochi being one of them, he was able to accept to go to Teen Challenge. It's a program under Kenya Assemblies of God around Kiambu Road, and he went there for a 1 year program. When he joined the program, that time he had dreads in his head, and it took a lot of time to convince even for him to shave so that he can look good. But after some time, he was able to shave after every day saying that I want to go back, I don't want to stay here. And we had to do a lot of work to convince him that at least change is part of his life and he can have a future. He can come out of the situation he is in and be like others who are in that program who also undergoing the same process. And so at some point he accepted to shave his dreads, and he also gave his life to Jesus.
So later, when I was completing out in Challenge, I didn't have a place to go. It is a 1 year program, 2010 to 2011. I didn't have a place to go. Since I was not having a place, home yangu hakuna.
After 20 years of being a drug addict, Joseph finally meets Christ Jesus. He is done with his 1 year discipleship program, but he now has nowhere to call home. What happens next? We find out this after this short break.